guys? All-American Critic here with another review for Horror Month. Today we're going to be looking at Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. Now that's the one time I'm going to try and pronounce that way. Higurashi when they cry, if you're like me and you like the English because it's easier. Higurashi was a really unique experience. I got the idea to watch it basically from just watching a lot of reviewers on YouTube. Everybody seems to like really praise it and push it for like a good horror show, and I decided to add it to the list. I only watched like the first season, the first 26. I did not watch Higurashi Kai. After that, I kind of want to keep it because I got so many more reviews that I want to do. Kind of wanted to keep it to like at the most like 26 episodes. But yeah, what did I think of it? I thought it was okay. I liked parts of it. There were other parts of this anime that I didn't really like, but overall, it was a good experience. It was a unique experience. I will say that. I probably if I had a list of anime that like everyone should watch, I would still probably put this on there because it is a unique experience. Mainly because the way the story is told, I would say definitely watch this show, but it does have its flaws, and we'll get into that. First off, the story of Higurashi is an interesting one because within its 26 episodes, there's actually several different stories involving the same characters around the same timeline. There's sort of this infinite time loop going on. I don't really want to spoil too much, but it is basically around this centered around this like really small town, and there's only one school in the whole town. Like all the kids, no matter what your grade is, you go there, and so our group is this sort of like ragtag bunch of characters that are part of this like after school club that like plays games and stuff like that, and all of each story is centered around this besides one of the stories actually, but most of the stories are around this this festival, and there's this festival that takes place in their town annually. And at this festival, people always seem to wind up dead. And when these people start to wind up dead, other people start to, mainly our main cast here, start to slip into madness. And we're talking like Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs madness with some of these people. And there's a lot of gore, and there's a lot of killing. So if you're into those kind of things, then you're going to really like this show. And in some cases, what I found really interesting was I would side with the character that was going insane. So the show kind of made me feel like maybe I'm going insane a little bit, or how would I react to this situation? Oh, I would react like that guy. I would probably, I would kill that bitch. I can get rid of her, kill her, go, gone, see ya. So yeah, that's kind of how I felt in this show, which I haven't really felt like that in a show before. I thought that was really cool. Character-wise, within these stories, it kind of shifts who is like the main viewpoint. We have our group. Mainly, it's the guy in the group, Keiichi, and he's okay. He's kind of funny at times, and I sided with him a lot within these stories, as I just mentioned. But it's not all about him. We get backstory on basically every one of the main characters, really. And they all develop nicely, and they all break down into madness really nicely. At any moment, they could be playing, like, a squirt gun game after school, and then, like, 2 episodes later, they're hacking their friends to death. So, characters were pretty cool in this one. Presentation-wise, this is where the show, for me, fell a little bit. It is kind of dated. It came out in 2006. And the animation isn't very good. It's not very, like, detailed most of the time. Sometimes it is, but not really enough to make up for the times that it isn't. And when I think, like, it was in 2006, I always just think, like, if I think, like, when I see an anime and I think, oh, well, it's kind of dated, so the animation isn't that good, and it's from, like, 06, 07, I always think of the original Full Metal Alchemist back in 2003 and 2004, and that show, for the time, is definitely animated way better than this, and this was out, like, 2 years later. the opening song is pretty good. Closing song's okay. There's a lot of eerie music in this show, so it matches up with like the horror theme. The dub is awful. Do not watch this dub. It is one of the worst dubs I've ever seen. So if you knew me personally, you would know I am a huge advocate for watching dubs, just because I dislike reading so much, kind of. But I do, when I do these reviews, I try and watch a little bit of both, just to test out the audio tracks. And I couldn't make it past episode 3 of the English dub of this show. And that should really tell you something. The sub is okay. Sub is actually more than okay. It's a lot better in comparison to the dub. It would get like a gold medal. But if it stood alone, it was okay. It had like an eerie feeling to it. The characters sound right. Character designs are okay. Just your typical kind of high school, and then like little girls and stuff like that. My overall enjoyment of this show, it was a roller coaster ride, that's for sure. And some of the episodes I even like rewatched just to make sure I was capturing everything. The rewatch value of the show is huge. I would say that's the best aspect of it. It is 26 episodes, but you shouldn't have a problem with wanting to watch it again, because you want to catch some stuff, and it's just a really unique experience. That being said, it does have flaws in presentation, and it made me think a little too much, which I know is kind of a stupid drawback, but it kind of pulled me out of it. Like, I didn't want to think that much in like a gory show. But yeah, Higurashi is definitely an experience that if you are an anime fan and you haven't watched it yet, you should definitely add it to your anime list, your arsenal of stuff that you've seen, because you won't be disappointed, and you'll have some cool stuff to talk about with other anime fans because this is a really popular show, and I'm glad that I can now join the ranks of people that have experienced Higurashi when they cry. My overall grade for Higurashi is a C, and it's still a C that is worth watching. It's not a terrible show. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. I feel like I've said that 5,000 times in these reviews. But, it's definitely worth watching. So, yeah, check me out. A couple days, I will upload my review of Shiki, which is going to be next in Horror Month. And, tell me in the comments below what you guys thought of Higurashi. Should I definitely jump into the second season as soon as I can? Is it really that important, or is it going to be more of like this time loop kind of stuff? Because I was kind of done with it after episode 26, not going to lie. But tell me what you guys think. As always, check out my blog on WordPress for a more in-depth typed out review of each show that I do. And I got an extra review for you guys this month that I'm a little excited about. I'm actually going to talk about Goosebumps the movie. Yes, my first non-anime review is going to be coming to YouTube. As always, thanks guys. Please subscribe and comment down below. This is the All-American Critic, signing out.